The United States, who had 25,000 troops there on that border.
What? You're trying to fucking do a coup in a country with U.S. military bases, brother? What do you think is gonna happen? But the scary thing is, didn't like the security forces try to stop lawmakers from holding the vote? Like, that's a scary thing. If you want to see more content like this, I would really appreciate you liking and subscribing. It really helps with the algorithm. And make sure to check out the Discord and other social links in the description.
Over the past 48 hours is the American political analyst on inter-Korean affairs, Robert Kelly.
Okay, I paid a little bit of attention to Korea stuff, but not much. So we'll listen to this. I'm curious.
What the hell is going on in South Korea? Explain to a layman what the reality is about this extraordinary development in the last 24 hours.
Yeah, it looks like the president tried to declare martial law over fairly minor stuff, which is to say gridlock in the parliament and the opposition's investigation of his appointees and his wife. He's apparently quite sensitive about the perception that his wife is corrupt. This has been sort of a running issue in South Korea for a while now. And he just...
Awesome. Haven't heard that before.
There's no sense that this was coming at all. I mean, there's nothing in the Korean media about this a couple days ago. You know, he did it at 10 o'clock at night. Half the country was asleep, woke up the next morning. They're like, what was going on? You know, I mean, it was just a complete shock out of the blue, which you've seen in the media coverage all over the world. Nobody really had any sense that this was coming at all. And you know, because it was so drastic and sharp and extreme, I think it collapsed almost as rapidly because the South Korean parliament was like, just like you, like, what the hell is this, right? And they voted against it.
Is it likely that this guy...
I read that, like, the security forces tried to, like, prevent the parliament from holding the vote, right? Which is fucking insane, like...
Inevitably be removed from office sooner rather than later?
Yes, I would imagine. South Korea went through an entire impeachment cycle with a president just 7 years ago, so there's a practiced template, if you will, for removing a president. They've done it, and his offenses are far greater than what she did 7 years ago. Her name was
5%,
damn. That, right? I mean, this is widely considered to be an enormous overreaction, and I would be amazed if he doesn't resign in the next 10 days. If he chooses to stay and fight it out, I imagine the impeachment will be much faster than last time. I bet he'll be gone by the end of January.
There are three different countries who'll be looking at this with great particular personal interest. The United States, who had 25,000 troops there on that border. Right. North Korea, obviously, who might be sensing an opportunity of a very weak and vulnerable South Korea, and China, presumably looking at all this as well. Is there likely to be
also, I didn't even consider that. Yeah, there's like U.S. military, there's full-on U.S. military bases in South Korea, right? Why, you're trying to fucking do a coup in a country with U.S. military bases, brother? What do you think is gonna happen? What do you think is gonna happen to you? Even if you succeed, like, you have U.S. troops literally in your fucking country? Like, and you just did a coup. Like, unless you... Yeah, at that point, you better have done the coup to, like, give the U.S. something. Like, otherwise, you're not, you're not gonna do well.
Larger repercussion from this involving any of those three countries?
Because it collapsed so fast, I'm not really sure. Whenever the South Koreans have sort of trouble, there's concern the North Koreans might do something. The North Koreans are a bit stretched right now because they're getting pulled into this Ukraine mess, right? I would be surprised if the North Koreans take advantage of this. There hasn't been anything in the last 24 hours, but they might. I mean, the North Koreans are great provocateurs. The Americans, I'm a little bit surprised that the Biden administration didn't really say too much initially. I think the Americans were kind of tepid on this. I think the Biden people are going to get some criticism for that. But I think to a certain extent that's kind of understandable because nobody really knew.
Did they even know what was happening?
The president goes on martial law, and everybody's like, "What is this?" Just like you said. And so I think the Biden people will get a little bit of sort of grace on that one. And again, it sort of fell apart so rapidly. So normality has kind of come back. The stock market slipped, the currency has slipped, but I don't see any big foreign breach at the moment because it fell apart so rapidly. But if the tanks had stayed on the streets, then yeah, I mean, it would be a huge opportunity for China.
Robert Kelly, thank you so much. What a great snapshot assessment of it all. I really appreciate you joining me. Thank you.
Yeah, didn't South Korea security accuse a fortunate son? Yeah, I don't know. Security tried to stop parliament vote. I heard like the scary thing is like South Korea like had whatever mechanism like the parliament can vote by like simple majority to like overturn the martial law, and it was like 190 to 0, although there's 300 people, so 110 of them didn't show up, but they were still over the 150 simple majority or whatever. But the scary thing is, didn't like the security forces try to stop lawmakers from like holding the vote? Like, that's a scary thing. Like, that's these people were loyal to the president himself over like the parliament or whatever. Lawmakers begins streaming to the National Assembly as soon as they learn of its move, hoping to get enough inside to establish a quorum and vote. Scuffles break out at entrance, the National Assembly between a crowd of people and armed soldiers. So wait, are the crowd of people trying to stop the lawmakers from voting? Or... I don't know. Seemed unhinged. Seemed wild. No troops tried. Okay, I don't know. Chat's telling me conflicting things, okay? Now I don't know. Actually, you know what? I don't trust Malibu at all. But troops tried to occupy it. Wait, so the troops did try to stop the vote from happening? Wikipedia will tell me. South Korea martial law Wikipedia. And people try to stop that. This party attempts by the 707th Special Mission Group to prevent the congressional vote. Yeah, this says these people try to stop the congressional vote. And Wikipedia can't be wrong. Declare martial law. Order included a prohibition of any political activities included in the National Assembly and the suspension of freedom of press. Members of the 707th group were smashed by the president to the National Assembly building and attempted to enter the main hall, where they were thwarted by protesters. So the protesters tried to stop them from occupying it. Yeah, some personnel were spotted carrying some munitions, rounds rather than live ammunition. Following the National Assembly vote to repeal martial law and decree, personnel from the 707th had withdrawn. Okay. Are there any deserts in Korea? I don't actually know. I don't think so. I'm pretty sure Korea is pretty small and rocky. I don't think there's really deserts there. If you want to chat with me live, sub here or go to Nonfon 420 on Twitch or Kick via the links below. Once again, please like and sub to help with the algorithm, and consider sending a donation through YouTube Super Thanks to directly support me, and I'll make sure to reply to any question you ask. See you guys next time.